and it was too shaky. So this time I got a different mount. I'm going to see if this works in the Model Y. Let's see. I have to position this if I'm going to go live like that. Oh, that might be shaky still again. I hope not. All right. So let's see how this goes. I got everything set. This button right here, you have to always hit this whenever you want to do self-driving, and you always have to have a place in that is has an address for the navigation. All right. I think that that's got a good view, and you can see my hands, right? All right. I'm going to be holding the steering wheel. I'm always doing it just like Tesla says to do it. Make sure that you're the one driving and you're in control. Your hands are on the steering wheel, and when the car drives, I kind of just let loose a little bit. I make sure that my hands are at this 10 and 2. It gives the wheel a little bit of torque that allows it to know that you're actually holding the wheel. Otherwise, it likes to yell at you. Um, I find that when I put my hand up at 12 o'clock and just kind of rest it on top, after a while, it starts to think I'm not holding it. All right, I wonder how that video is. I wonder if it's shaking a lot or it's nighttime. I've been trying to find something with the nighttime that does well, because without so much light, the stabilization on the iPhone doesn't really work so well. All right, so it looks like we're gonna go Henry Hudson Parkway, Mashalou Parkway to 87, 287, which is really to the FDR Drive. And let's see how this goes. I'm gonna enable it just as I get on the highway this time. Full self-driving, from my understanding, isn't exactly meant for the side streets, and I'll use it on the side streets. It seems to work pretty well, but when you start to lose some of the lines, the yellow lines and the lane dividers, it doesn't always know what to do. It starts to hog the road a little bit. So we're gonna let this car go over here, and I just turned on full self-driving. Let's see. Oh, maybe I should have started off by going through this. All right, it saw the yellow arrow. Probably should have started it here. All right, so now we're on full self-driving. Uh, all right, just made that lane change onto the entrance. All right, that's not really working out so well right now. We did everything we were supposed to do. Hmm. Let's try it again. Didn't want to decrease in speed on the turn there. So I pressed the brake and I disengaged the full self-driving. As you can see, when we're in a dark lit area, the high beams come on automatically. I think that's pretty cool. It definitely helps when you need it. And when there are the car lights around, it turns off, so at least it's not so interfering. All right, so this is about to make the exit right here, and it did that smooth. You guys can see when the high beams come on right here. We're just getting onto the 287. I made a lane change. It wants to make another lane change. Sometimes it asks for confirmation. In order to give it confirmation, I hit the right paddle down one time over here, and it moves into its lane. We're in a 50-mile-per-hour zone. I have it set for 50 max. I can move this up by 5 miles per hour at a time if I scroll the right thumb wheel fast. I can raise it by 1 mile per hour at a time if I raise it slow. You'll see right there, I just raised it to 53. If I go fast, I can raise it to 55, and it goes by fives. Or 50 straight to 60, but if you're at 54, it's only going to go to 55 on that fast scroll. So right now I have it set for doing a 55 in a 50, which it seems like a lot of other people seem to still be going faster than me. We got a truck in front of us. Used to work a lot better on long drives, not really meant for just going around the block and trying to show somebody. All right, I kind of missed it there. It wanted to go around the truck, and I missed the confirmation. I'm definitely usually paying attention, looking out the front windshield more than the screen, but the screen gives you a lot of the information with the full self-driving. When this car passes, I can make the decision, and I can just turn on the blinker right here. And it did a lane change just the way I expected it to. And took on that truck, no problem. No problem passing. It wants to change. Oh, see that? You see that? That's why I like Teslas. I set it to lane change because the guy behind me was high beaming me. And the car saw that. He tried to slingshot around me, and it didn't lane change. That was perfect. That's what I want people to see, because there's been a number of times it's actually done something pretty outstanding like that. There was no need for that. The car was already going back into the middle lane and had on its blinker before he started to slingshot around me. And now where is he? He's up there. He's not even, what was the point of getting frustrated with me and hanging out in the middle lane? I am going 55 in a 50. So you'll see as I come up behind this person, the car starts to slow down. We're now going 51 miles an hour. And I'll scroll down on the wheel. I'm just going to bring it down to a max of 50. It doesn't need me to do that, but I don't think I really need to overtake every car that I come in front of. We're just going to go for a nice nighttime ride. And I hope that the camera isn't shaking too much for everybody. I have the camera right on the side of my head. So it's like, it's around the area of my right eye, but just off to the side. And as you guys can see, we haven't had any warnings this whole time about holding the steering wheel. I just make sure I hold it firm, but the drives have been more relaxing. I can go a nice long distance and not feel like I have to stress out. The car seems to give a good distance between itself and other cars, which is pretty good, because I didn't realize that I used to hit the brake a little extra hard. The Tesla app told me, and I started to realize that I think I just kind of tailgate a little bit more than I mean to, and have to hit the brake more than I'd like. All right over there where we just drove past, it had a lot of lines going the other direction, and it had no problem dealing with that. All right, we're in a construction zone, and sees everything on the map. It sees all those cones. I wanted to that lane, but then the line became solid. There we go. Now the line's dotted again. There we go. And this is definitely full self-driving, everybody. No intervention so far since we got on this highway. Looks like the car wants to go around this. It sees that that car is going pretty slow and that it's a construction vehicle, I guess. So when it tells me it wants to do a lane change, I click on this right paddle, and this right paddle right here, it confirms the lane change. There's a number of times it just makes the lane change without asking for confirmation, but it always shows it on the screen before it does it. All right, the car's slowing down a little bit. I think it noticed these cars coming up on me, getting ready to cross lanes. All right, we're back to regular speed. And I'm gonna make sure I get into this lane here. I wanna make sure that this isn't gonna take me over the toll into the city. So I actually might, right there, I'm just gonna break the full self-driving. I'm gonna make sure I get off over here at 138th Street. We were coming up to traffic anyway, so that would have been fine. I don't think it was gonna go this way. I think it wanted me to stay in the traffic over there. It's a little surprising. I just want to cross over the Madison Avenue Bridge. It's a little bumpy over here, so it's shaking in the car, never mind the camera. Let's see, do we go to Madison? If this guy's not going to go, maybe I should stay straight and go over the 3rd Avenue Bridge. It's another Tesla in front of me. He's oh, you know what? I'm going to make the right-hand turn here because there's a couple cops there, and that was a right-hand turn only lane. All right. Let's see what the directions are. I'll just turn back on full self-driving. Let's see. There we go. And you can move this around. Let's see, I'm gonna leave it up here. All right. It's checking this out before making the turn. And you can see how I let the wheel slide between my hands. It's pretty confident. There we go. Got in the correct lane. Let's see if it could find itself to the Harlem River Drive is right in front of us. So it stopped here because it doesn't want to get too close to this car. So without turning off full self-driving and hitting the brake, I can give it some gas. I can power right through it a bit. The wheel's still going to turn. It needs a little bit more confirmation sometimes, which is pretty awesome. All right, we're in the city. I'm going to bring this down to a max of 20 miles an hour. There's a speed bump over here and a lot of cars are double parked. You can tell it gets a little sensitive when there are other cars around. We want to go onto the Harlem River Drive South, so looks like it's got this figured out. All right. Full stop at the stop sign. Sometimes it likes to creep and check it out. All right. Well, that was one way around the traffic. All right, it slowed down for that person right there. Now we're going to get on the highway. It should put the blinker on. No blinker? Any blinker? It's the first time that's done that. There we go. Come on. There we go. Hugs the wall a little bit more than I'd like sometimes to the right. Confirmation to go into the middle lane, but somebody's coming up. So you'll see how that highlights red. All right. We're going to have to come over. It doesn't want to. All right. I turned off the full 7 in order to cross the solid white line. I'm not willing to go the wrong direction to see where it takes me. Car sped up and the car wants to respect the lines of the highway. So if it's solid, it turns it red. It doesn't want to cross it, even if it has time. Which is, in all fairness, not going to get you a ticket. Now, I've never gotten pulled over for that, but I have been pulled over for being in the wrong turn lane. So that was a good reason to just make that right-hand turn before. All right, well, we're 17 minutes into the video. I'm not sure if anybody's watching. I've never really done a live stream before, but I have done a lot of small shorts and starting to build up a small subscriber base. So I find the whole idea interesting. And see, I can't let that go sometimes like that. I'd love to give it the confidence. Let's see, we can lower this to 45 miles an hour right now. I have it on the middle setting. So I don't have it on the slowest and I don't have it on the fastest. But every once in a while, it takes a little too long to switch over the miles per hour. Most of the turns are pretty good. But sometimes if there's not a sign there saying 30 mile per hour slow down on this turn, it takes a little longer to register. This is also a nighttime drive, although the cameras seem to be just the same at night and daytime. So I've done this in the rain, and it was pretty smooth. No matter what, though, I'm really not a fan about how close to the pylons the car really likes to drive, but I noticed that's only because it likes to stay further away from other cars. All right, now looks like we're getting off 96th Street. I believe we had thank God it didn't stop at that stop sign. Wow, there's a stop sign on the other side right here, but it was on the pylon and it didn't go to stop at all. That's awesome. It shouldn't, but I've seen it do that before. All right. So we're behind this person. We're gonna get off this next exit, 96th Street. All right, the blinker should be coming on. The blinker should be coming on. There we go. And that's how it exits, guys. I mean, it's pretty smooth. It's not gonna say it's flawless, but that was very human-like. Now, without asking me confirmation, it definitely knew it could just take that lane. And my foot hasn't touched the pedal or the brake, except for the 3 times that I might have broken full self-driving. If we were going slower, or the highway wasn't so narrow in New York, I'd probably give it a little bit more trust. But I'm holding on to this wheel, and if it goes to not go the right way or brake just a little bit, I'm gonna intervene. It's really not that big of a deal. I know that it's beta full self-driving, and I mean that's what beta means. So let's see. Get out of this lane. Get out of this lane. Cool. Okay. One lane at a time, though. And let's see what it does over here, because this line is pretty faded. See, it puts it down though. It sees them, and when it doesn't see them, it seems to know where they should go most of the time. All right, so we're going to the Y over on Lexington. So we're pretty close to our destination. It says 2 minutes. I believe I don't know what we left with. I think we left with 66% battery. So it says we're getting there with 60% battery. The trip's been 21 minutes. Look at the bicyclist. All right, taking a left-hand turn now. Well, no. See, that wasn't really legal. But it thought about making that left-hand turn and going a different way, and then because the arrow changed and the cars started to come on, it changed its mind. That's that that's the first time I saw that happen. That's pretty funny though. That's very human-like. Uh-oh, nope, doesn't matter. Let's just hurry up and get through it. All right. It's saying we're gonna make a left here on Lexington. It seems right to me. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 blocks. 4 blocks away. So let's see how the rest of this ride goes. You can see in the city there's a lot going on. It can tell when there's an SUV. You can see what the buses look like, different than trucks. It really has a good sight also. You'll start to notice the one in front of us when it gets a little bit of a view of it. It puts it up on the map right away. I mean, I could have done this the whole time. Maybe I'll do that next time. It's a interesting way to show everybody what's going on here. Now, I'd love to know what the blue means on the cars coming towards me, because it can't mean that those are okay, but something's okay about them. I guess it just knows that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And look how it always takes the inner lane. See, that's better. That's the way you're supposed to drive. If you're in lane 1, you pull into lane 1. If you're in lane 2, you pull into lane 2. I'm a very rules-based person, so I mean, if those are the rules, those are the rules. And that catches me off guard when people like to come swing around and swing into your lane. All right, we got 3 blocks to go here. See, max 25 and speed limit 25. I'll spin the wheel fast, bring it to 20. There's no reason we need to go that fast in the next 3 blocks. And this is the color of my car, so I know we could change the color of our cars on the map, but it came with the color of my car. She's called Midnight. At least that was the paint color, so that's what we named her. Midnight is our baby here. And it looks like we're just about here. I'm gonna find a good place to pull over. I don't think it's going to just park me, but it wants to stop right here at 92nd Street. That's great. And here I'll pull into this spot. I'll stop before the hydrant. I'm just gonna pick somebody up, and we'll see how this goes later on. I press this button right here to park, and I'm gonna have to check out this video and see if it was shaky or how it went. So guys, leave some comments or subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna try to do some more videos like this as often as I can, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.